really quickly, I know you're moving forward and moving on, but was the success you had this weekend, was there a weight lifted for you personally?
Honestly, no. It's I know people. I have people in my DMs. I have people bashing me. I have all this stuff. I sometimes I just delete Twitter, Instagram off my phone because it's not always good. Social media is cool and all, but sometimes it actually affects your mental health. So I delete it. People are going to say what they want to say, but they not those people are not any those people that were in my DMs and all that. When you make a play, they're not going to be in your DMs and talking, and it's kind of funny to me because it's just wishy washy. But it's funny, but people are gonna be fans and have their own opinions, but you can't let that get to you. Obviously, you see it, but you can't let that affect you.
Great job with that. Thank you.
We have time for three more. We'll start with Chris Solar from the Detroit Free Press. Chris?
Hey, Connor, I kind of wanted to see exactly with your role right now, because Coach Tucker talked a lot about that on Saturday, just how you've embraced the role. How much of it is blocking and how much of it is just maximizing your versatility at the moment?
Honestly, I feel like everybody has a certain role, not just the running back position. The game of football, you want to play as many guys as you want possible, and our coaches have emphasized that. So whatever your role is, just going out there and doing it to the best of your ability. And I feel like my role can be a lot of things. So whenever I'm out there, regardless if I'm running the ball, catching, or pass blocking, just doing it to the best of my ability because I feel like whenever you're on the field, that's your role at that particular time. Um, so I was out there, I feel like a little bit more on third downs and stuff like that, just because I feel like I understand the pass blocking stuff, our protections, and just how Michigan was kind of doing stuff. And I really keyed in, and our offensive line keyed in, and you know, I feel like we all communicated from the front end to the back end, made our adjustments, and I don't think there were any sacks for Rocky all game, and Rocky threw the ball well. I feel like Rocky kind of likes checking down to me in crucial times because he knows that I'll be where he wants me to be, and we have a good just feel for each other, and whether the linebackers are sitting or if they're playing man versus me, and Rocky doesn't care who's getting the ball, whoever's in the game, he's going to get into him, and I don't think we were talking about it the other day. The running backs were me and Coach Piegler how you will never see a quarterback on a naked play chuck it deep on a go route two times in a game. But Rocky, he's gonna take he's gonna take some chances, and sometimes they work. And this week, I feel like Ricky made some good plays on that one naked, and then Speedy almost caught that one deep ball right after that.
Coach Johnson also talked about not having using personnel groups to keep teams off balance. Does the ability to run the ball for a running back to be in there and make those plays in the pass game, but also be used in the run game, how much does that maximize your effectiveness in both?
I feel like
They can't key on you for one, I guess, is kind of the thing.
yeah, obviously you don't want to have one particular player just out there every time you're throwing the ball because teams can just start dropping and sending different blitzes just depending on what you're trying to do. Uh, but yeah, Coach Tucker talked about how Coach Johnson, we weren't running the ball very effective. Jordan had I think like a 28-yard run, explosive play, but besides that, we talked about how it was going to be a dirty game. Michigan's front seven, their boxes, a lot of NFL guys there. And we talked about it was going to be a dirty game, but when you hit it, you got to hit it. And we had 2, 3, 4 yards, stuff like that. Sometimes we're getting hit in the backfield, but, it's a part of the game. But, Coach Tucker, like I was saying earlier, Coach Tucker congratulated us on the win, but also talked about how well Coach Johnson, kept the game very evened out, with us throwing the ball and passing the ball, or throwing the ball and running the ball, because you can't just turn the game into 7-on-7. You got to still run the ball and be very balanced.
We have time for two more. We'll go to Nick Mantis with WLNS.
Hey, Connor, you were saying that you haven't felt like you've received or been given that number one rule yet, and there's things that you want to do when it comes to not just winning, but also in improving. What specifically are you hoping to improve from week to week as you get better and throughout the season?
Just personally, just whatever our game plan is. So this week against Iowa, I'm not going to go into our game plan about them, obviously, but for a running back and for myself personally, I just feel like I need to run the ball a little better. And I feel like that could go for all of us in the room. We all want to hit the big ones, but sometimes you got to be okay with, hitting those 3 and 4 yard, 5 yard runs, and the big ones eventually come. And, we preach in the room how those 2, 3, 4 yard, 5 yard runs come the fourth quarter, the teams will start getting tired, and hopefully those will start breaking. But hopefully we can start seeing that very soon.
Thank you.
The last question goes to Jim Comparoni with Spartan Magazine.
Hey, Connor, thanks for taking time out with us today. We really appreciate it. All 3 touchdowns were scored by Georgia players on Saturday. And you've got 2 starters from Georgia on defense, also Trey Person, Shaq Brown. Have you guys started to talk about this? Is this becoming a little bit of a thing for you guys? And what does that mean something for the future? Have you guys noticed this? You probably have.
You forgot about my boy Chris Jackson.
Christian Jackson, my bad.
Yeah, and James Ahamba's from Georgia. There's actually a good amount of Georgia kids. When I first got here, there was Dylan Alexander. There wasn't as many guys from Georgia. There was a good bit, and then obviously you guys know Darquez Denard and certain guys from Georgia that have been up here and been impactful. But yeah, we always do it, and kids are kind of getting annoyed with it. But we'll be in the locker room or in the weight room. Lil Baby will come on, Gunna, because those rappers are from Georgia. And we're like, these are just Georgia boys. This is what we do. Everybody wants to be like us, and we'll joke around with it. But yeah, hopefully we can keep this pipeline going. I see they're recruiting a lot of kids from Georgia. I personally think best football is from Georgia. We always argue about that too. Jordan Reed being from Cass Tech, he thinks that Gerb that they could beat us in high school, but still to this day, I don't think that will happen. But Michigan has some good high school players. A lot of them are teammates, but I don't know. It's just something about Georgia. But Ricky had a really big game. Like, he surprised a lot of us. He didn't really surprise a lot of us because we've seen him do it in practice, but on that stage, you don't see a lot of freshmen do that. And I told him how proud I was of him.
All right, one other thing I just want you to clarify. You said earlier that you guys were anticipating that it was going to be a dirty game. Do you mean like the clearness of the running lanes for running backs? Is that what you meant by that?
Yeah, not penalties or anything like that. Just McQuitty, Chris Hinton, Carlos Kemp, Aiden Hutchinson. I think those are all their starters on the D line, and those are some guys that will be playing football for a while. So we knew that those are some really good defensive line players. Our offensive line is good, but sometimes you have to give props to the defense, regardless if it's your rivals or not, and you just have to be honest with yourselves. And we just knew that it was going to be a physical game, and the most physical team was going to win.
And you mean dirty, like vision-wise for running backs? It was going to be like a forest, like it wasn't going to be real clear every game, every play. I mean, I was just trying to picture.
Yeah, like Iowa, they're another physical team. I feel like our offensive line, they were getting hat behind hat, and they were driving guys off the ball, but it's hard to do that every play. And as a running back, you just got to hit it, and sometimes it's going to be those dirty yards. The dirty yards is you got to run through contact and, just fall forward for those 3 extra yards when you can.
Got you. Thank you for clarifying. Appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.